Spain has just normalised illegal migration on purpose, and this matters to Britain whether people like it or not, because this is how policy moves across borders in Europe. Spain has just announced it will legalise 500,000 undocumented migrants and give them the immediate right to work. Not because of a crisis, not because of humanitarian collapse, but explicitly, in their words, to defeat the far right. And that framing is the story. The Spanish government has passed a royal decree allowing anyone who's been in the country for as little as 5 months to apply for legal status. Applications assessed in 15 days. Full work rights in any sector, anywhere in Spain. And ministers are openly saying this is about politics, not borders, not capacity, and not consent. And this is not accidental language. They are not even pretending anymore. They're calling this a fight against institutional racism. They're saying opposition to mass regularization fuels racist hatred. And once you frame policy disagreement that way, you don't need to argue the economics, the housing pressure, the public services, or social cohesion. You just morally disqualify the objection. That's the mechanism. And here's the bit people keep missing. Spain is being used as the proof of concept. Legalise first, normalise second, then point to GDP figures and say, look, it works. And banks are already doing it. JP Morgan has happily noted that immigration contributed over 20% of Spain's recent GDP per capita growth. Of the jobs created last year, the overwhelming majority were filled by migrants or people with dual nationality. What they don't show you is the amount of Spanish in unemployment. So yes, businesses benefit, employers get labour, governments get short-term growth as far as the numbers are concerned, and politicians get a moral shield against dissent. But none of that actually answers the democratic question. Did the public consent to 500,000 people being waved through administrative doors in one go? Or was this done precisely because it avoids a vote? Because that's the continuity piece. When support drops, you don't change policy. You change the moral language around it. You don't persuade voters, you pathologise them. And before anyone says, that's Spain, not us, just remember this. The same arguments are already used here. Economic necessity, human rights, labour shortages, moral duty. Anyone who questions scale or speed gets parked in a moral category instead of a policy debate. That's why this matters. Once immigration policy becomes a tool to fight domestic political opponents rather than serve the public interest, borders stop being about capacity and start being about ideology.